But friends, I'm Billy. Last time I mentioned that I was planning to fly a remote-controlled airplane. However, when I saw that the airplane was so new, I wasn't confident that I could play with it well, so I ended up painting one. I got something for less than 600 Hong Kong dollars, and I'll unbox it with everyone in a bit to see if it can be used to fly the airplane. In the past, when we used to play with airplanes made of EPP material, they were actually very safe because they were soft. If you didn't land well, they wouldn't break. Let's see if it's still the same now. Let's get right into it. So, I'm not planning to keep you in suspense. This is an online purchase, a powered airplane that seems to be made of EPP, which is a kind of flexible foam material. If I browse online, I often see this remote control. We need to see if it works first. Some people use this type of remote control to play with remote controlled cars. This is also a popular trend, like space exploration. This is a stick control, because when playing with airplanes, you need to see what features it has. It's a basic model. So, is it contradictory? Or is this a launch with a power plug? So it comes with a battery, which should be on the airplane. At most, it's 1500 May. Such a large piece, it's very, very heavy. As for the controller, I think many people have seen this type of controller. I still need to insert 4 batteries, and I'm not sure if it will work if I forget to do so. But it seems to work. Very ordinary. There's a type of controller. And this button here, what is it for? Maybe it's for binding. It's acceptable. I mean, if both items together for just over $500. I think this one doesn't even cost $100 if you actually buy it. Of course, you need to make sure not to throw away this manual, otherwise you'll need to download it. Oh, inside this manual, the receiver should be in this box. Is there an English version or a Chinese version? There is a Chinese-English comparison. So when you get to this box, so I think it should be a meetup now, meaning both sides together. It's also a remote-controlled airplane. What about those stickers? It's very noisy. So when it's sticky, you might really need to fix it. It still seems okay. So this one, is it unclear? What is this? I'm here to teach how to assemble this airplane. Also tell Billy where the CG is, because this CG is very important. Otherwise, when you guess and throw it out, it might just fall back down or tilt upwards. That would be a problem. It's very simple. This paper will teach you how to build the airplane. The airplane model is quite interesting, and there are also some stickers. Well, there are some, right? The foam wraps some of the airplane parts, and they look very clean and tidy. This is the kind of foam that is much better than the ones you buy at stationery stores. It's very firm and elastic, which is why it lands well. Landing randomly might not necessarily be a problem. If it were ordinary foam without the special foam, it would shatter upon landing. This special foam is firm, you see. Is it elastic? Look at it, like this. The material seems quite good. These are the stabilizers. And these are the 2 fins on top. What else is there? This is the fuselage. So even if it lands poorly, it won't hit anyone. and it won't damage the plane because of this design. Ah, this is the back of the plane, and this is the belly, right? So how many channels can it receive? Let's take a look at this one. It has 6 channels, but I believe that 3 are already enough. That means left and right plus the throttle. So 3 are already enough. But it provides 6 channels, and this is the ESC. A 30A ESC. Wow. It's really heavy. And that's the brushless motor. $2,600 kV. It shouldn't get too hot, right? The materials are really better than the ones we used to play with back then. I used to play with the BBE, a Hong Kong made one. They called it a bedboard. But now, it seems the materials have improved even more. I have a lot of confidence in this one. It flies better than mine. It's so amusing, you can tell just by looking at it. Several have helped me put it together. So, if you really approach it with the same mindset as before, playing with those remote-controlled planes and assembling the servos yourself, you'll find that now it's so advanced. Look at this. Even the servo is included. Of course, there's a support here. It should be a carbon rod. It's quite nice. Look, if those parts are so smooth, the plane will fly better. This is already the main component. And the size isn't very big. Well, a smaller plane has its advantages. Even if it crashes into something low, it will just have a dent. There are some flaws, but even if it crashes, it won't hurt anyone or itself. The plane won't get too damaged. You'd expect these remote-controlled planes not to last many times, but it seems they can endure. My previous one, I played with it dozens of times, and now it might still be okay. Look, pretty good. This rain tip, when pointed upwards, can help stabilize the plane. If your plane tilts, it will easily help you correct it. Not bad, right? What else is there? Ah, there are still some tools. Glue. And the propeller, which is powered. So if you find there's not enough wind, you can rely on the propeller to fly. If there's enough wind, you'll find that it can fly without even using fuel. Well, there are many advantages. You know, in Hong Kong, it's not always windy. Sometimes there's just a light breeze, and you end up wasting time when you take your glider there. When you get there, you can't play. But here you have 2 propellers. So if one breaks, you still have another one, which is good. All right, and finally. Hey, this carbon rod here is used to support the wings of the plane. Because the wings are somewhat soft, you can see they are quite flexible. That means they can extend and retract. If they keep extending, the flight won't be as good. But if you support them like this, right? By reinforcing them, the plane flies more accurately. So the whole thing is assembled together. I think it's less than, not even 500 grams. 500 grams in the air. It's actually very safe, and it won't hurt people when it lands. So approximately assembling the plane, this is roughly the shape. It takes a little time to glue it properly, but at least now you can see the general structure. What's the advantage? I found that now these 2 vertical stabilizers are not on the wings on either side. So if it crashes, assuming it lands poorly, it won't damage these 2 stabilizers. The engine or the motor belt is here and is also not easily damaged. If it were at the front, it would be more vulnerable. If you fly without power, it seems there won't be much drag, meaning the drag is minimal. Way. This design is very good. The propeller is long, and if there's no power, it will remain level and won't be damaged by a poor landing. There are many advantages. When I touch the materials, they feel much sturdier compared to the previous B model. If it's smaller and sturdier, it should be very durable for flying. There's also a carbon rod underneath, which makes the wing much more rigid. Previously, the B model required a lot of reinforcement on top. The fiber tape was used to secure it, and even when it was secured, it would still bend. But now, with the carbon rod, it should be much better. It seems like the airflow, or the L dynamic, is also very good. So it looks like it can be much faster. If you use the motor, of course it will be faster. However, even if you don't drive and decide to walk on your own, you'll find it convenient to launch the plane this way. From this angle, you can see what you can buy for less than $600. I'm quite confident about it. Previously, the B model could be played with, I think, at least 20 times for each one. This one should be able to double that, because I feel it's much sturdier and a lot lighter. So if you think about it, getting so much for such a price, and being able to, play smoothly, even when there's no wind, is really impressive. At Clearwater Bay, it's actually a bit dangerous, because there are other vehicles there. If your plane comes down and hits a car, I really have to warn everyone to be extremely careful. If there's someone or others who know how to play, and you play together, you can ask them to help you take off and land, right? Many people keep a close watch for safety, and they will buy insurance. If you also go along and buy insurance, or if you find someone to buy insurance, when you take off and land, you'll be much safer. Here, let me just say, be careful. Safety is the most important thing. But if there's a chance, if there are plane clips to share with everyone.